If you plan to grab a VPS for hosting instead of shared hosting, you need a VPS manager. And in this case, I'm going to show you how to install a VPS on Server Avatar. In this case, I'm going to use Hostinger because it's the sponsor for this video. So let's use their VPS for this video. Okay, let's get started with this video. So like I said, I'm going to use Hostinger's VPS to install this on Server Avatar. Now, they have a great deal on VPS if you want to check it out. Link will be provided in the description, and jump over to hosting, VPS hosting, and you're going to be able to check out their VPS plans. Now, depending on your needs and the server load that you're going to have with the websites that you have, it's going to depend on the plan that you're going to grab. In this case, I'm going to grab this KBM2, which is $6.99 a month, and we're going to go through the checkout process. Now, my recommendation is that you lock in the price for 24 months, plus the renewal price is also cheaper. So I recommend this one. Plus, there's an extra discount coupon code that I want to show you. So right now it's $167. If you add my coupon code, which is SaasMaster, we're going to get it lower than what it is right now. So now it's $150 with 98 cents. So take advantage of that coupon code. So let's get started with this video. How to install a VPS on Server Avatar. This is Server Avatar. And what you're going to need to do is obviously name this server. In this case, you can name it whatever you want. The idea is for you to locate it later on, especially when you have a lot of VPS installed, then this will help you out. So I'm just going to say Hostinger KBM2. This way I can locate it. Now, I'm going to need the IP address and the root password. Now, like I said, in this case, I'm going to use Hostinger as a VPS, but if you're using another provider, same details. You're going to need the IP and the root password, okay? So let's go over to Hostinger. And once you go through the process of installing the VPS on Hostinger, that means that it's going to ask you where do you want the server located and just simple details and the password. Then we're going to jump into this, which is the homepage where you have all your shared hosting, your emails, domains, everything's going to be right here. So I'm going to go to my VPS section, which is this one right here, and I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to go into manage. Now in this case, I already have installed Ubuntu 22.04. Make sure you install this one. If you have a different one, you can go ahead and reinstall the correct one. To do that, go into OS and panel, operating system. You're going to choose plain OS and you're going to choose Ubuntu. So let's choose Ubuntu 22.04 64-bit. Don't choose with the desktop, okay? Now in this case, I already have it installed. I already set the password. So I'm going to go to overview, and this is the IP address that I'm going to use. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to Server Avatar, and then I'm going to need the root password. So in this case, I created a simple password. Here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and install it. And in this case, you have an option, cleanup server. Yes, in this case, now I know for a fact that Hostinger needs the cleanup because it might have some files there. So you need to do a clean install. If you don't need it, choose no. But in this case, you do for Hostinger. Now, be aware that if you do this, it's going to remove everything that you have in that VPS. If you were using this VPS previously, make sure not to do this because it's going to do a clean install. Okay. And then you have the option to select a tech stack. So you can use Apache, Nginx, and Open Lightspeed. In my personal recommendation, if you plan to use WordPress sites, I recommend OLS. If you plan to use something like a PHP script, something like that, it might need a specific technology. So use Apache or Nginx, okay? And then you select the database, MySQL or MariaDB. I'm used to MySQL, so I'll select this one. And if you're used to using cPanel on shared hosting, then use MySQL, okay? Now I'm gonna connect. There we go. The installation process has begun. You can see server has been created successfully and it's going to start the installation process. Now it could take 5 to 15 minutes. And yes, that is true. It will take around roughly that time. So let's give it a few minutes and come back once it's done. There we go. Our server has been installed and we have all the information for our Hostinger KBM2 installation. You can see it's using Ubuntu 22.04. The CPU model, the cores, the time zone, the uptime, the database that I'm using, MySQL in this case, and Open Lightspeed as the web server. That's what I'm using. I can enable the firewall if I like. I can restart the server. I can install my applications. Now, if you want to install a WordPress site, go into application and go through the process of installing a WordPress site. With WordPress sites, it creates the database automatically. But if you're installing a PHP site, you'll need to install an application and the database independently, okay? And you get all the options as you would. Now, this is similar at like what you would have on a cPanel, CyberPanel, something like that. You get all the tools that you're going to need to launch your websites. Now, if you want to watch a video of how to install a WordPress site, check out the next video on this channel. So that's a wrap on how to install a Hostinger VPS on Server Avatar.